Hey you all, this is Brian, and you are watching the Dark Age channel.
Ever noticed how some places offer a better price if you pay in cash? I think it's because it saves them transaction fees, and often they'll pass those savings right back to you. In this video, we're tackling something that might feel a bit old school but is super relevant: why you should be using good old cash for some key purchases. Now, I know we're all glued to our digital wallets and online shopping carts, but hear me out. There's a solid reason why cash is still king in certain scenarios. Using cash means leaving no digital footprint behind. In a world where almost every transaction can be tracked and traced, paying with cash keeps things under the radar. Pretty cool, right? But it's not just about privacy. It's also about being smart and prepared. What happens if there's a glitch in the digital banking system, or if online networks go down? Having key items purchased with cash can be a real lifesaver in such situations. So for that reason, we'll talk about the top 10 items you should absolutely be buying with cash. Number 1. Precious metals like gold and silver. And finally, here's the big one. Precious metals, specifically gold and silver. In today's unpredictable economic climate, investing in these metals can be a smart move. They're not just shiny objects to admire. Gold and silver have been time-tested as a hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. When currencies fluctuate and lose value, gold and silver often remain stable or even increase in value. This makes them a safe bet for protecting your wealth in uncertain times. Now, if you're thinking about dipping your toes into buying precious metals, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. First, do your homework and find reputable dealers. There are plenty of options out there, but not all are created equal. You want to ensure you're buying genuine products at fair market prices. Look for dealers with good reviews and transparent pricing. Also, think about how you'll store your gold and silver. Safety deposit boxes at banks are a popular option, but some people prefer having a secure safe at home. Whichever route you choose, make sure it's secure and accessible to you. Number 2. Emergency supplies. Snagging the number 2 spot on our essentials list is all about being ready for the unexpected, emergency supplies. This includes must-haves like water filters, first aid kits, and non-perishable food items. Think about it. If an emergency hits, these are the things that could make a real difference in your well-being. Water filters are crucial because, let's face it, access to clean drinking water can get compromised in emergencies. A good water filter can turn questionable water sources into something safe to drink. Next up, first aid kits. Accidents happen, especially in chaotic situations, and having a well-stocked first aid kit can help you address minor injuries on the spot. And we can't forget about food. Non-perishable items like canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, and energy bars are ideal. They don't spoil quickly and will keep you energized during times when regular meals might not be an option. Number 3, bottled water and water containers. In at number 3 on our list is something we often take for granted but is absolutely critical: bottled water and water containers. Let's talk about why this is a must-have in any emergency kit. When emergencies hit, whether it's a natural disaster or a power outage, one of the first things you'll need is water. Staying hydrated is key, not just for survival, but for keeping your mind and body functioning properly. Now, it's not just about stacking up on bottled water and calling it a day. You've got to think about long-term storage and usage. For instance, having a few sturdy water containers can be a game changer. They're great for storing larger quantities of water, and you can easily refill them at safe water sources if needed. When storing water, keep it in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight to prevent any degradation. Also, it's smart to rotate your water supply every few months to ensure freshness. And remember, during an emergency, water isn't just for drinking, it's for cooking and hygiene purposes too. Number 4, cash itself. All right, sliding into number 4 on our list is something super basic but incredibly vital: cash itself. Yep, good old-fashioned paper money. In a pinch, having a stash of cash can be a real lifesaver, especially in emergencies when ATMs are down or credit card systems crash. Now, I'm not saying you should have a Scrooge McDuck vault in your basement, but keeping a reasonable amount of cash accessible is just smart planning. Think about those times when the power's out of the city wide and you can't swipe your card at the grocery store. or you need to pay for a taxi in a hurry. These are the moments when cash is king. When it comes to storing your cash, you want to be clever about it. A home safe that's both fireproof and waterproof is a solid choice. It keeps your money secure and protects it from any potential disasters. And about budgeting, this isn't about hoarding cash, but setting aside a small amount regularly so you're not caught off guard. Number 5, hard copies of important documents. Number 5 on our essential list is something often overlooked but super important. Hard copies of important documents. We're talking birth certificates, property deeds, insurance policies, you name it. In today's digital world, we're so used to having everything stored online. But what happens when you can't get access to the internet, or, even worse, if digital data gets lost or corrupted? Having physical copies of these crucial documents is like having a safety net. Imagine needing to prove your identity or ownership of your property and not being able to access your digital files. That's where these hard copies come into play. They're your proof, your evidence, and sometimes your lifeline in situations where digital versions just won't cut it. Now, storing these documents safely is key. You don't want them getting damaged or lost. A fireproof and waterproof safe in your home is a great option. For extra security, you could also keep copies in a safety deposit box at your bank. And it's a good idea to keep them organized in a folder or envelope so you know exactly where everything is when you need it. Number 6, non-electronic entertainment, books, board games. Number 6 on our hit list is all about keeping entertained the old-fashioned way, non-electronic entertainment. I'm talking about books and board games, folks. In an age where screens dominate our lives, it's refreshing to unplug and get back to basics. Not only are these great for your mental health, but they also bring people together like nothing else. Think about it. When was the last time you sat down with a book and got lost in a story? Or played a board game that had everyone laughing and strategizing around the table? These activities are gold for family bonding and making memories. Plus, it's a great way to unwind and give your eyes a break from all the screen time. For those of you with kids, board games can be both fun and educational. They teach strategy, problem solving, and even a bit of healthy competition. And books? Well, they're your ticket to any world you want to explore without ever leaving your couch. Number 7, candles, lanterns, and alternative light sources. Number 7 on our list is a biggie. Candles, lanterns, and alternative light sources. Let's face it, power outages happen when we least expect them, and that's when these guys become your best friends. There's nothing like a good old candle or a trusty lantern to light up a room when the lights go out. Now, we all love the ambiance of a candle-lit room, but it's not just about setting a cozy vibe. Candles are a practical, no-fuss way to navigate through your house during a blackout. And lanterns? They're your portable beacon of light, perfect for those moments when you need to venture outside or check on things in the dark. But hey, safety first, right? Always remember to keep candles away from flammable materials and never leave them unattended. If you're using oil lanterns, make sure you understand how to operate them safely. And here's a pro tip. LED lanterns are a great, safer alternative, and they last a heck of a lot longer. Number 8, basic tools and hardware. Rolling into number 8 on our must-have list, we're talking about something every household shouldn't be without: basic tools and hardware. Yep, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of home maintenance. Whether you're a DIY pro or someone who can barely tell a screwdriver from a hammer, trust me, having a basic toolkit is a game changer. Let's break it down. Imagine a leaky faucet at 2 a.m. or a loose cabinet hinge. You gonna call a pro for that? Nah, that's where your trusty toolkit steps in. A hammer, some screwdrivers, a wrench, maybe a pair of pliers. This is the dream team that can save you time, money, and the headache of waiting for someone else to fix things up. The beauty of having these tools is not just about the quick fixes. It's about that awesome feeling of self-reliance. There's something super satisfying about tightening a bolt or nailing down a loose floorboard all by yourself. Plus, it's a skill that always comes in handy, whether you're in your own place or helping out a buddy. Number 9, physical maps and compass. Okay, so coming in at number 9, we're throwing it back old school with something you might not have thought about: physical maps and compasses. Yeah, you heard that right. In our world of GPS and smartphones, it's easy to forget about these analog lifesavers, but let me tell you, they're clutch, especially when tech goes haywire. Think about it. What happens if your phone dies? Or even scarier, the whole digital network takes a nosedive. That's where a good old-fashioned map and compass come in. They're your ticket to not getting lost in the great outdoors or even navigating through a new city when your phone's GPS decides to take a day off. And here's the cool part. Learning to use these tools isn't just practical. It's kind of fun and seriously empowering. There's something about holding a map and compass in your hands that makes you feel like a bona fide explorer. Plus, honing those navigation and orientation skills, major bonus points for your outdoorsy street cred. Number 10. Seeds and gardening tools. Let's kick things off with number 10 on our list. Something that's not just a purchase, but an investment in your future. Seeds and gardening tools. Now, I'm not just talking about any seeds. We're focusing on heirloom seeds. These little gems are like the family heirlooms of the plant world, passed down through generations, and they're key for long-term gardening success. Imagine you're growing your own tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers right in your backyard. Not only does it amp up your dinner game, but it's also a big win for both food security and sustainability. When you grow your own food, you know exactly what's going into it. No mysterious chemicals or processes. Plus, in times when hitting the grocery store isn't as easy or affordable, your garden becomes your own personal produce aisle. And let's talk about tools. A sturdy shovel, a reliable rake, maybe a pair of those fancy gardening gloves. These are the unsung heroes that'll help turn your gardening dreams into reality. Paying cash for these essentials keeps it off the grid and totally in your control.